Hey everybody. Um, just thought I'd check in and do a video. It's been kind of a wild couple months. A lot has gone on. I wanted to speak to, by the way, there's Lily, because we're in the lily pad, and the lily pad has been on a journey once and it was awesome. So I wanted to say that. My friend and I went to the Oregon Country Fair a month ago, and my friend drove, and oh, she did so good. I was so excited. It's like, oh, I've got to get to where I can travel in my little lily pad. Anyway, um, what I wanted to speak to, kind of got off track there, but had to share about my lily pad because there's going to be more about that later. Um, where I'm at in my recovery journey from being polydrugged and from coming off benzodiazepines and opiates and SSRIs and muscle relaxers and more. Um, Mostly each medication that was added now I can recognize was to treat a side effect of the previous medication. If you line up medications when you first started taking them and you start really looking at that full insert and you look at all the side effects and how they can affect you, you often see that that's what your complaint was when you went to the doctor, so they prescribed something else. For me, it was I had Ativan. Well, Ativan can cause depression, and guess what? They gave me an antidepressant, and antidepressants can cause insomnia. So guess what? I got medicine for insomnia. Yeah. And along with all those medications, of course, came diagnoses. And they ran the gamut from major depressive disorder, social anxiety disorder, gambling addiction. Um, let's see, what else have they said? And then all the physical, irritable bowel syndrome, fibromyalgia, uh, um, uh, various arthritis and bursitis and allergies. And so all of those things got medicalized and treated with medications instead of any kind of lifestyle change, um, evaluating thinking patterns, psychotherapy for trauma. Those were never suggested or recommended. I found those on my own mostly. Yeah, there were a couple times that I was, referred to a psychiatrist who medicalized me and gave me drugs, but did not teach me the things that I have learned over the course of over 2 decades of battling all the symptoms. Um, and so where I am in this journey is I'm kind of in a middle spot. It's a really weird place to be. I'm finding out. And I've talked to a few other people and they feel the same way because it's like we aren't talking about our symptoms every day anymore. We do get out and do things. We're trying to rebuild our lives. But that doesn't mean we don't have symptoms. That doesn't mean we're 100% healed. That means we've learned a lot of coping mechanisms. Healing has happened. We've found new ways and new paths of doing things. Even our brains do that. That's neurogenesis. And our brains, they rewire to overcome things that happen where it's not working right. But it takes effort. It takes being really healthy. It takes mindfulness. It's not just happening. If you are completely, eating fast food, takeout, commercialized, pasteurized foods as is your source of your diet, if you live in a high stress situation all the time and you have not learned how to have boundaries and how to calm yourself and how to self-regulate, if you are constantly still focused on the past, or you're constantly having anxiety about the future, you're not letting your brain have a break to heal. And that's where I'm at, is I'm really kind of in this take a break. It looks really weird for me. I mean, it really, I speak with my therapist about this and I tell him, I'm just resting. I mean, I'm doing things, but they're kind of restful with little jaunts into the life I'm trying to build. But it's this going out and then I retreat. And that's what you don't see, is you don't see the hours that I sit hanging out in this trailer or maybe watching a movie or literally looking out the window and watching the birds. When you have been injured by post-traumatic stress disorder like I have, which I do have that, and I'm getting great treatment for it, is making a huge difference in my life. I'm so grateful, finally. When you have been harmed by pharmaceuticals, when you've lost everything, you don't just jump back into working after not working 8 years. You don't just jump into, there's no resources. So you don't just go out and get a house and do everything. You do these little things. Like for me, really, it's socializing, is in any work I've done or ever will do, it's always been very social and very interactive with humanity. So, except for my gardening, that's about the only thing. And I physically can't garden to be enough to be self-sufficient anymore. I'm not there. Maybe in 10 years, I don't know, but today I couldn't go out and garden 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I do an hour here and there. But it's a strange place because I'm not in that, I mean, okay, so I am coming up on October 10th will be, so, God, wow, I haven't really looked at this for a while. October 10th will be 3 years off benzos completely. May 10th was 3 years off opiates. I've been off all medications since January 1st, 2018. So like 19 months. And I am a lot better. I'm a lot better. I think of those days, that first year. I mean, that was traumatic. There is a lot of things that happened. And I was in survival mode, which I have been most of my life. That's kind of relaxing, or it has for me. I've been able to be parked at the same place for 11 months. It's the first time I've had 11 months any one place, actually much longer than 9 months any one place since 2011 or 2012, August 2012. And getting my SSI, that check for $663 a month. Wow. That has relieved that high intensity survival mode that I have been in for so long. I've been able to kind of relax a little, gratefully, and Has there still been stress and tough times? Oh, hell yeah. I shared with you, I lost a child. Um, and I'm dealing with that, and you don't see all of that. I don't share all of that. Sometimes I have to share. It's just like I need to talk about my kid, you know? But you don't see all of that. And so, um, you know, am I all healed? Is my life the way that I'm, that I envision and that I'm building towards? No, I'm not there. Do I still have symptoms? I do. I do. I still have a lot of visual disturbances, and therefore I'm fearful of driving. I still have anxiety in the city in a vehicle. I still itch. I still have burning nerve pain. Um, See, I try so hard not to focus on all that, it sometimes it's like I still get benzo belly, but I just chalk it up to it's a day that I'm really bloated, and I don't get myself really wrapped up in it, because I really every day I really try to find my gratitude and find what's better, and find and reevaluate what I hope for. And the things that I hope for are much different than things I used to hope for, you know. I hope to continue to travel. I hope to meet people that I've met through social media in person. I hope to continue to learn. I get to go to a science conference, and this is huge. I have not done any kind of learning during this time because my brain has not allowed me. I can't concentrate that long. I can't sit still that long. And this, I loved learning. I could have been a full-time student, a lifetime student. I loved learning, and not feeling like I could has been a real challenge. But I'm pushing, you know, and I speak out about my fears. I tell people I'm worried about, you know, because I still rock. That's another symptom, is if I start hurting or I get anxious, I still rock. Because once in a while people, are you all right? And it's like, I just can't stand or sit here. I'm hurting, you know. But um, I tell people, you know, I need to know that I can be safe. I need to know that I can alter where I'm at, even in a big venue like that I can go sit down, or that I can find a place to rest, or I can medicate. I use cannabis, and, you know, being able to do that if I'm in that kind of a stressful situation makes a difference for me. I will speak to that for a minute as well. You know, cannabis was the only supplement I used or have used, other than good food, organic, clean eating, fresh air every day, uh, meditation, mindfulness, lots of hydration, talking to people, sharing feelings, skill building, being open, being grateful, and using cannabis. That's what got me through. That's what got me through. There were times, because of the multitude of medications I came off of and the innumerable symptoms that I had that changed every day, I had to use pretty high doses of cannabis. I was taking a lot of cannabis daily. Probably, I haven't sat and ever figured it out, but I was easily going through an ounce a week for a while. And, you know, it was a lot. I was in a lot of pain. Now I am where my microdosing is like down to like 5 milligrams, maybe. No, probably closer to 20 milligrams. I'm probably doing about 20 milligrams about 3 times a day. It's just, little bits, just little bits. Some days I'll have a pain flare and then I'll use a little more. Then I'll take my stronger capsules. But I am feeling better. For me, the cannabis was, I would say, mostly about pain, physical pain. And that's what it helped the most in the worst of withdrawals. It did somewhat calm my anxiety to a degree. It didn't take it away. But now I have ways I can manage my anxiety if it comes. I try to keep my life pretty quiet and pretty simple. In spite of what you see, yes, I'm socializing. This is my time of year, and I'm really celebrating. This is the first year in 5 years that I have been this well, that I've had blue sky and fresh air and haven't been freaking out about the smoke. I'm having a good summer. I'm having a good summer, and I deserve that. I really do. But I still, except for when I'm out for an hour here, 2 hours there, I'm home. I spend a lot of time just here on the farm, hanging out with the animals, looking things up, chatting with friends, and doing a lot of self-care. And, my nature is to go, go, go. That's part of my PTSD too. That high alert, have to prove myself, have to be wary all the time, have to be productive all the time. And so this relaxing time, this restful time, where I'm not just trying to survive, and where I'm not hell-bent on progress and making money, I'm just kind of being. And that, for me, is how the middle plays in this weird, wacky journey of the side effects and symptoms and withdrawals from coming off many medications. I am so grateful I'm alive. I am so grateful I have a peaceful place to heal. I am grateful for some really wonderful people in my life that have shown me caring and love and a lot of patience. A lot of patience. I'm grateful for people who pick up the phone when I'm having an emotional day. Sorry. Excuse me just a moment. And I'm really, really glad for everybody who picked me up and really held me this last month, 2 months, 3 months, 3 months. Oh, dang, I didn't want to do this, but this is where I'm at. So, I'm grateful I'm open, because I do know that while my son's physical presence is gone, his spirit's very, very much alive. And if I was on medication still, I wouldn't be able to experience all of this. The good and the bad. I'd rather feel it. So, blast it all. Anyway, this is what the middle is like. I've been on this journey of coming off meds and going through all this for 5 years. I was in tolerance for over 10 years before I started coming off. So my life has been dramatically impacted because of medications for 15 years. dramatically impacted. And, you know, it took 15 years to get, or 10 years to get to where I got, and how sick I was. So, you know, I've been doing this 5 years. If it takes another 5 years, it takes another 5 years. I'm 57 years old. That's not that old. I still have lots of life. I still have lots of possibilities. I have no idea what tomorrow holds, but I am open to it. And I'm so grateful for that. Anyway, that's my ramble for today. I just wanted to talk about some things about being in the middle, and I urge people in the groups, please don't compare, please don't judge, please don't say things like, oh, you must have not been that sick to be doing this well, if you don't know my whole story, because that's really invalidating, and we get plenty of that from the doctors, from the pharmaceutical companies, from our families, from people that don't understand. Please don't do that in the community. Please. Just accept that people are where they are, and that your journey is yours, and my journey is mine, and we'll never know the contours of each other's shoes. All right? Peace. Love y'all.